Lesson 85, trechusi, or trechusin. Now, Catherine, with this particular form of trecho, we do indeed have a movable nu.
Yes, exactly. This third-person plural form of trecho is trechusi if the next word begins with a consonant. But if it's the final word in a sentence, or if the next word starts with a vowel, then it's trechusin. So very similar to esti, estin, or ac, acin.
And they should be used to this by now, because it's not really a new concept anymore.
Right. But we have not had a movable nu in a form of trecho before, and now we do.
And as we've seen several times before, as you translate trechusi or trechusin, you'll have to figure out whether or not to use the pronoun that's included in the verb. The pronoun they is included in the verb, so when you translate, you have to figure out, will I include they in my translation?
Right. But again, when there's an explicit subject, so as in our example sentence for this lesson, hoi strategoi trechusin, there the explicit subject, the generals, means we don't need the pronoun they, because the generals they are running sounds odd in English, so it would just be the generals are running.
Right, we have a separate word to be the subject, so we don't need to double up by including also the word they in our translation. But looking ahead at a couple of exercises, what about exercise number 1? We just have trechusin there by itself.
That one we would need the pronoun they in our translation because it's all by itself. There's nothing to indicate what the subject is without the pronoun.
So we'd translate number 1 as they run or they are running. We don't really know who the they are because we don't have any context.
And as with every Greek sentence, the subject does not necessarily have to be the first thing in the sentence, as we see in exercise 2, ou trechusin hoi didaskaloi. There, hoi didaskaloi is the subject, but it's not at the beginning of the sentence where, as English speakers, we would expect it to be. Instead, it is at the end of the sentence, and ou trechusin is at the beginning. So we would translate it as the teachers are not running, or the teachers do not run. But the order, again, is flexible in Greek. And so maybe the author wants to emphasize the not running aspect and so puts it at the front or something like that.
And that's a great observation, Catherine, because we want our readers and listeners to get accustomed to the variable word order of ancient Greek. And so that's why in a few of these exercises, sprinkled throughout the book, I did mix up the word order a little bit. Same thing in number 4. In number 4, we have the subject after the verb. Treche is third person singular. That means he, she, or it runs, or he, she, or it is running. But then we have a separate word to be the subject. That's Telemachus. And again, the subject is coming after the verb. So it means Telemachus runs or Telemachus is running.